If you're known to gawk at plants and flowers of basically any kind, you're my people. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah. If you're not, welcome back. This is Mission Propagation. And this is a week of plant chores. Earlier this week, I didn't buy a plant and I could not stop thinking about it. I've been wondering, what is the opposite of buyer's remorse? Because that's definitely what I had. Maybe non-buyer's remorse? I don't know. But after a brief panic, when I went back to the store, I spotted it, snatched it up, and it was glorious and just as beautiful as I remembered a few days before. And then I went to the second plant that I've been thinking about adding to my collection. These both are staghorn ferns, or platycerium. Platycerium. Try to say that 3 times fast. I'm not going to lie, I've been influenced to get into this genus. I watched Guide to Houseplants with Hilton Carter on Magnolia Workshops a while back, and he's a really good plant designer, and I have one of his books. And then after watching a video on Patreon by Genna from Genna's Plants, she's a YouTuber, I was pretty convinced and felt confident that I could jump in and experiment with this new genus. Look at those leaves, they're so pretty, and there's nothing to lose. This is all trial and error, this plant hobby that I'm into, and I'm excited to try this new genus. I can't wait. I also had a chance to stop into the thrift store, and I found some pretty cool planty things. Look at this, it's so cute. I think it's like a hot chocolate cup, but it didn't have a handle, and I saw this like 2 months ago at the thrift store, and it was still there, and I felt like, yeah, I should get it. I wish you. What makes things better is there was 2 of them, and they have different little faces. One's like a kissy face, and then of course the other one has like little heart eyes. They're so cute, and they'll be perfect for some small plants. Oh my goodness, they're so adorable. I have to think of names for these guys. I name my pots. I don't usually name my plants. I know some people name their plants, but I have too many at this point. And I have a collection of these guys, and I found it at the thrift store. This is not vintage at all. I get them. My collection is mostly from like Facebook Marketplace and like garage sales, but I have quite a collection of these little faces from Target. I think they're really cute. Then I also got this really cool mister, and so I was able to go and get some more alcohol from the dollar store. I think I went to Dollar General, and wanted to show you how it works. It's worked really well for me, and I've been using it for a few weeks. I've been doing like a root drench on my plants, and this was already like my second day that I've been doing it with Arber. I do have some root mealy problems, so I just want to do a root drench and just see if it helps. I'll check back in a couple of weeks to see if it's working. But this is the Hoya latensis, a Hoya mini bell, and then a Hoya Florist Island 38, and I think this is the one with the yellow flowers. So I've been doing this to all of my plants, and we'll see what happens. In my year wrap-up video, I talked about having issues with some bugs this year, some new bugs I've never dealt with, and one of those is root mealies. And so I had done a lot of research trying to figure out what product would work the best. I know that some of my plants I'll have to cut the roots off, but I'm just not ready to do that yet, so let's see if this works. I think it might. I'm hopeful, and we'll see what happens. But I do have about almost 80 different Hoyas, and so I don't want to lose my collection for sure. I ordered Pure Crop 1 concentrate over a month ago, and I treated my plants probably 3 weeks ago at this point, but upon further inspection, Amazon did not send me Pure Crop 1. It is some fertilizer, so I have to send it back, and I'm not looking forward to going to the post office right now. Earlier this week, I found some amazing hanging baskets at Home Depot, and this was my score that I walked away with. It's a large green Hoya Carnosa compacta, and so I've been spraying it with alcohol every day, and I'm keeping it quarantined so it doesn't infect any of my other plants, or my plants don't give it something. You never know. But this sprayer works really good, and I've been doing this every night to try to get rid of pests. It's a really nice big plant. It has so many new growth points, and if you want to check out that score, I'll leave the video up in the top corner. I also have a Hoya that is struggle busing on me, and I'm gonna have to address it, and I need to stop putting it off. I also trimmed off my Scindapsus. It was touching the ground, and I had a mess to clean up, so I cleaned up a bunch of potting soil. I don't know about y'all, but I always have pon or bark, or there's just always stuff floating around. And I try to keep a little broom in my office so that I can keep it clean, because I'm in and out of my office all day with work, and I don't want to track this all over the house. And so I try to stay on top of that as much as possible, but I'm not perfect. I need to show off my Prince of Orange to you guys for a second because he is just so cute. I got him at the Botanical Gardens. There was a plant sale and I scored this guy, and so he is a sentimental plant also. I wanted to clean his leaves off and inspect them because one of the leaves looked kind of weird. So I just was using a little bit of leaf shine. I got it from the Sill, and then 2 dusting mitts, and I find that this does work really well, and I can clean the back. But that leaf that I'm working on right now, that's what was concerning me. I was like, there might be something going on with this guy. So I wanted to inspect him and make sure that he was getting his best care ever. He's getting a nice little spa treatment. I have several plants that I probably need to do this to, so I'm going to try to do like 1 maybe large plant a week. I need to get my fiddle fig dusted. That's one that I have kind of neglected. I haven't dusted it in probably like 3 or 4 months. But this leaf shine, it seems like it does an okay job. I want to try the Miracle Grow leaf shine that another YouTuber has talked about. Lucian Steph, that's another YouTuber that I like to follow and watch her videos. Very informative. I enjoy watching YouTube videos while I'm working because I am on a computer all day. And I like cute little plant tags in my plants. I think this one was a gift from a friend. All of my friends know I'm a plant lady, so I get a lot of planty gifts, and I love them. So at this point, I realized that I saw a thrip, and this is a special plant to me, and I don't want to lose it. So I'm going to douse this guy with my handy dandy alcohol sprayer and give him another spa treatment, a mister. Let him dry away from the lights, of course, so they don't burn. This was the next day. I decided to cut up the Scindapsus vines that I had trimmed off my plant. I have propagation stations that I wanted to put these guys in. Hopefully they root up well. If they don't, it's okay. And I waited about an hour to fill up the vessel with water. I really need to change out the water in these propagation vials. I usually do it once a month, and it's time for me to do it again. So it's definitely one of the chores I need to get on. You can see some of my cuttings are kind of sad, so I was like, oh, let me swap this one out. It had like a Hoya that kind of disintegrated in the water, and I lost my philodendron micans, and so I had taken propagation. So hopefully I can get those propagations together and make another plant. Here's another chore I did this week. I have a neon pothos that I noticed was really yellowing. This is one of my bathroom plants. I have it beside the bathtub, and it was bone dry, and I think I let it dry out too much. And so I lost a ton of leaves, and it was a really pretty trailing plant. After I removed all the leaves, I checked the roots, and it was severely root bound, and that's not good for any plant. So not only was it dry, but it was root bound, and this is definitely a chore that I'm going to need to address this week, but I'm not going to do it on this day. I'm just going to water the plant and circle back to this maybe in a day or two. It had so many bare spots on the vines from all the leaf loss, and I might propagate this or I might do something else. We'll see when I decide to repot it. And that's what I do the next day. I take it upon myself to repot this plant. It's been definitely hydrated and it needs to get a new pot. So this is like a little spa treatment day for this plant. And I'm going to massage the roots, try to get them a little bit less root bound. And I wanted to speed this up so you guys didn't have to watch me untangle all the roots and repot this plant. And I found a self-watering pot from another plant that had died this summer, and I'm reusing it. Now I'm just backfilling. I didn't have any orchid bark, so I only had Fox Farm soil and some perlite, and hopefully this does the trick. If it doesn't, then we'll figure something out. But here's a little berry vision for you guys. He is so cute. He's such a good little helper. He has the best life. He just sleeps and eats chicken. And he likes to play fetch. He's a good boy. So I decided I didn't want to propagate this. I'm going to use cakey cloning paste. I used this on my philodendron Rio last year, and I got some good leaf growth from some leaves that I lost on some vines, and I felt like it worked pretty good. So I haven't tried it on a pothos before, so I'm guessing that it'll be the same, and I'll give y'all a follow-up maybe in a month, see if anything has happened. But I don't really have anything to lose to try this out, and I'm going to speed it up so y'all don't have to watch me do the whole process. But you scratch up the vine just a little bit where the leaf came off, and then you add the cakey cloning paste. It is a little bit sticky. It has like the consistency of maybe like Vaseline, and it has some rooting hormones or growth hormones in it. It's different than the rooting hormones that we buy and dip cuttings in. And I don't really know the science behind it, but I've used it before and it did work. So let's see what happens. Just a little more berry vision. Look at that cutie. He's so fluffy. So I went ahead and got some pins to pin down one of the bare vines so that it can fill up a little bit as the leaves grow out, and that way it's not a ball-headed plant. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to put it back in my bathroom. It seems like it likes it there, and we'll see if it thrives. I think it will. I really like neon pothos. They're so pretty. And I wanted to share this with y'all. It was a rotted cutting. That was the grossest thing that I dealt with this week. Yuck. Thank you so much for joining me while I did my plant chores, and enjoy all the planty things. Bye. Look at that sweetheart. He's so cute.